Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wildcat Field for a non-region collision between the Lexington Wildcats and North Augusta Yellow Jackets. I'm Matt Warren. He's Doc Little. And, Doc, we've talked a lot this year about how important these games are to go out of region and play some good quality competition as a warm-up for the playoff run.
Well, you know, iron sharpens iron, and you got to find competition wherever you can get it. You walk away from these games knowing a little bit more about yourself, and that's very important because we got about 1 month to go before the playoffs. So what we need to learn about our team needs to be done over the next 4 weeks. And so playing a program like North Augusta that has the history and the tradition that they have and the support, there'll be a lot of North Augusta, is it Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets.
They'll be here tonight and buzzing around everywhere. And but no, this is the type of game you need to play to get yourself ready for the playoffs.
North Augusta coming up I-20 from the CSRA up here to the Midlands, a state championship winning program. They've won several state championships in the past. They've put a lot of players into the college ranks. And so excited to see this competition tonight. The Wildcats just continue to roll. We had a little bump down there in Charleston in our Charleston tournament, but overall really pleased with what we've seen from the Wildcats, both offensively, defensively, and thirdly in the circle.
Well, I tell you, let's start offensively for just a moment. Our bats are like Tiger River in the summer. They are hot, 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 hot. We have kids that are batting 500 and 600. They're not even leading the team in batting average. That privilege and distinction goes to Sam Craig, but we're starting to figure some things out offensively. We talked about at the very beginning of the year that defensively, we knew we were going to be good. This team had a chance to be special defensively, and I will tell you, there's been no proof to the contrary. We are making plays across the board.
And in the circle, I'll close up with that. Haley Mans continues to be the staff ace. We've had other contributions as well up there in the circle, but ultimately this team lives or dies in the circle with Haley Mans right now, and she continues to pitch very well.
Well, you know, she keeps throwing strikes, and they're playing. We've talked a lot about complimentary softball. That's a good example. When she makes a mistake, the girls behind her are picking her up, and then when the girls behind her make a mistake, she seems to make the very next strikeout and really make a big pitch coming up.
Wildcats have played a lot of softball here in the last few days. We mentioned the Charleston tournament. Wildcats played 4 games in 2 days, and then we played River Bluff, and also we played. Who else this week?
White Knoll last Thursday.
Last Thursday, and then we had the Charleston tournament. So a lot of softball, and really softball is a sport just like baseball. The more you play, the better you are, especially with getting that rhythm and timing down.
Well, actually, one of the things about playing regular season high school softball is it's so different from how they play it during the summer. During the summer, they play, it feels like 47 games in a weekend. Here, in high school softball, you have to get used to, okay, how does that look only playing 2 games a week? Well, over the last 9 days, we've played, this will be our 9th softball game tomorrow, or 8th softball game tomorrow. So we've put a lot of time in, but you're starting to see that rhythm, the momentum build. And again, what we need, what we learned last year was you got to be playing your best softball during the playoffs. We seem to be gaining momentum, and I think our best softball is still to come.
Absolutely, and excited to be here tonight on the Proto Pregame show, and also excited about our special guest. We kicked that off last week with Coach Stuart Young as our first special guest for this season, but tonight we have Lexington High School Principal Jennifer McNair joining us in the second inning.
New principal, getting her feet wet, not new to Lexington 1. She's certainly been a long-time educator here in Lexington 1. Give the scouting report. Assistant principal at White Knoll High School for, I think, almost 17 or 18 years. Principal at Meadow Glen Elementary School, cut her teeth down at the elementary school, at a Chinese immersion school over on the other side of town. And now she is at the Lexington High School, and we are thrilled to have her leadership and ready to see what she has in store for the best high school in the state.
And I can go ahead and tell you now, one question we will ask is if Coach Epps wants a week off for her JV players for that JV state tournament, what will McNair say to that? Will she approve it? Will she not approve it? We'll find out tonight.
We certainly. Oh, that's a world-class cliffhanger to keep people tuned in to find out the saga of the JV tournament and where we stand with it. And are you good enough?
Are you good enough? Well, the coaches have had their meeting in the circle. There was some concern about about the weather, but it looks like God has smiled on the Wildcats tonight. We got some clouds in the sky, but still beautiful evening, slight breeze, cooler temperatures. Excited to bring this game to you tonight. This has been the Proto pregame show, and we'll get the starting lineups and national anthem and be right back with some Wildcat softball.
First starter for North Augusta, center fielder number 8, Savannah Allen. Right field number 4, Leah Allen. Shortstop number 6, Emily Geddes. Catcher number 12, Ayla Holmes. First base number 18, Emily Cloyd. Third base number 9, Celeste Truesdale. Left field number 5, Carly Penrose. Second base number 11, Keely Thatcher. DP number 15, Caitlin Nixon. And on the mound, number 2, Avery Rushing. Head coach, Lindsey Jones. Now, everybody on your feet for your legendary Wildcats. Make some noise. We have center fielder number 5, Peyton Malinowski. Left field number 16, Elena Harris. Right field number 12, Libby Warren. Shortstop number 11, Sam Gray. Third base number 10, Emma Malinowski. DP number 17, Robin Craig. Catcher number 22, Peyton Gaunt. First base number 14, Lexi Taylor. Second base number 9, Maya Drennan. And on the mound number 7, Haley Mint. The rest of your Lady Wildcats, number 2, Grace Fornesca. Number 6, Shay Scott. Number 8, Maylee Lindler. Number 15, Naomi Little. And number 23, Amanda Barksdale. Head coach by yours truly, L'Oreal. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Scott, the best thing about me and you being on the stream tonight is that means we're getting Coach Golden.
Oh, man, Coach Golden bringing his fastball. You know, you feel like he just needed one to get one under his belt, and now we're starting to see it. He is bringing some heat.
Excited to have him back and excited once again to bring you Wildcats softball. Haley Manns, as we mentioned before, in the circle. Peyton Gantz behind the dish. A battery that's worked really well for the Cats here recently. And they'll be back at it tonight. Playing the North Augusta Yellow Jackets, a 4A school. They've been 5A before. North Augusta, when you think about them, you think about competitive really in every sport.
Well, and band. They have a great band too. I mean, they're really good. When our oldest daughter was in band, I mean, North Augusta always brought a strong performance. They just a great community down there. They invest in sports as a community. You go down there, they have some of the best rec fields, some of the best travel ball, both basketball and softball that you'll find. Just an overall great place.
Well, Savannah Allen, center fielder, will lead us off tonight.
You know, it feels like North Augusta's going through a bit of a transition. 6-5, I think, on the year. So it's interesting sort of what we're going to get tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely abnormal for this program, but not to say they can't get it going at any point in time. But traditionally, a very strong program. I think about the pitcher, I forget her name, that's now pitching for Central Florida that was
she was a monster.
Almost unhittable pitcher for North Augusta for years. So, yeah, but much like, the Wildcats last year, lost some games during the season and then kind of got it figured out towards the end of the year and wouldn't expect anything different from the Yellow Jackets.
Well, we talk about proud programs and, proud programs, they've been winners for a long time, and they're just not gonna sit there and lay down for the Wildcats just because the blue and gold are here. So expect a tough fight from them, I think, tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a count to Allen. Wildcats playing straight up, slight breeze out to left field. Count evens at 2. I like Haley stretching the zone there a little bit, see if she'll chase one. Saw Coach Young out there when I pulled up. I thought maybe he was trying to get back in the booth again. He had so much fun last week, but he said no, he was going to let his balls handle business tonight. That's right. Well, I'm excited to hear J-Mac come to the booth, and I just think a lot of her. She's really a tremendous leader. Full count here. There's a ball pop. That's going to be a tough play. Oh, that's going to be a hit. Wow, you could not place that ball any better right over the pitcher's head than Allen did for a single. In the box score, that's going to look like a line drive. That's right. It all balances out. I'm sure Savannah will hit a laser right at the shortstop at some point this season, and it'll even out. That's how softball works. They giveth and taketh away. So Allen back-to-back here. Might be a sister combo. We got Leah Allen, right fielder. Squares to bunt, but pulls back for a ball. We know how that works. We have a lot of sister acts here on our team. 3 sets of sisters, 4 sets of sisters. 2 of them are twins in the program. Emma, nice play there, but mishandled by Maya at first. So Jackets are threatening early. Uncharacteristic from the Wildcat defense there, but look to bounce back. First and second, no outs. Now let's settle down here. Brings up Emily Geddes, shortstop. I don't claim to be a connoisseur. Well, I guess we kind of are connoisseurs of high school softball in the state, but I do know this on-deck hitter. I've heard her name many times in the travel ball circuit. Ayla Holmes is on deck, and definitely a big stick for the Jackets that I know for sure we want to be smart with. Got her. Nice play there. Peyton Gantz makes a heck of a play, and a heck of a play by our shortstop to get over there, make the catch on the run, and apply the tag. Well, I'll tell you, Peyton catching this year has provided us with a lot of flexibility. We move people around, put people in different places to raise the entire level of our defense, and she's starting to come into her own. There's another ground ball out to Emma. She checks the runner,
makes the play. Runner advances to third there, but 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Well, and just like that, we're fighting through those early mistakes.
Well, and you say that about Peyton, defensively, but also that puts some stress on the offense because you're not so quick to steal. You're not so quick to bunt and run. You're not so quick to hit and run when you know you have a threat there behind the dish.
Well, there's nothing – I don't know there's anything as dispiriting as having someone thrown out on the base path. You work so hard to get base runners. You're not supposed to sacrifice those base runners once they're out there. And what a throw by her.
1-1 the count to Holmes. Nice play there. Emma, too, doing a good job checking the runner on both of those plays. There's a ball out to Haley. She feels it. She throws it. So Jackets threatened, but Wildcats play some good defense there to keep the Jackets scoreless. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. And we're back here at bottom of the first. In the circle for the Yellow Jackets is number 2, Avery Rushing. Behind the dish, Ayla Holmes. And Doc, leading off for the Cats will be Peyton Melanauskas. And if you ask me who is starting to click, who's starting to get hot, Peyton's got to be at the top of that list.
Saw it against River Bluff last night. She is hitting the ball. She's being very patient. And let me just tell you, if number 5 heats up much more, this lineup is going to be tough to pitch to because there's not an easy out here. Where your outs coming from?
That's right.
I mean, they are really starting to put the bat to the ball.
So Peyton will start us off, center fielder.
Going to go to Gaston College next year.
Gaston College. Excited to see how she does in college. I know she'll be very successful. First pitch fouled off down the right side.
What you were quite a hitter back in the day.
Thanks.
What were you looking for in that first pitch?
I was typically looking for a fastball middle in. I mean, I was overly aggressive sometimes. I like to swing, and sometimes I'd maybe be a little too aggressive, but definitely wanted to have a plan up there, especially when you're facing a good pitcher. It's hard to look for multiple pitches. You really can just sit on one pitch unless you got 2 strikes, and of course you got to widen up and protect. But look for a pitch in a spot, and if it's there, go get it. There's a ball out to the left, and that's trouble over the left fielder's head, and Peyton once again is on her horse. That might be 3, Doc. She is rolling into third, and she's in there, so a leadoff triple for one of the most locked-in hitters in the lineup right now.
Left fielder made a classic mistake. She got frozen, and you got to have step, and she got locked in, and then all of a sudden that deer in the headlight look as the ball flew over your head. That's a tough place to be. We've seen that. We've seen that before, young lady. That's a tough one.
Yeah, tough play, but good for the Cats. And now Elena, she'll lay down a bunt, and that is a nice bunt. That's going to be a hit. Peyton got a little greedy, but fortunately gets back to the base there. Peyton was, she's being aggressive, expecting that throw to first, but fortunately she's an athlete.
She is an athlete. Hey, as we say in our family, when you're an athlete, you can just do things. That's it. Sometimes, listen, it's not about being a softball player. Just be an athlete.
Now number 12 with a chance to get a couple more RBIs. Second, third here, no outs. Cats looking to do some damage early.
Is that Aaron Judge that just walked up? Because she is hitting home runs.
We got an official timeout. Elena gets her glove on. That's the first time I've seen the slide mitt from Elena. So that might be a new addition to the tools for Elena.
I've got to be honest. That's one that when I'm thinking about, growing up in the 80s, when we all shared helmets and everybody used one or two bats and, they had the Army duffel bag with all the helmets in it. Now kids have sliding gloves.
One strike to Liv. Good take there on the changeup. Count evens, 1-1. That was the pitch I'm talking about there. That was a strike on Levy, but definitely a good take. That kind of change up on the hands. You don't want to swing at that and
maybe ground out. Yeah.
Takes the ball up, 2-1, another change up.
She's taking the change up. I've got to be honest. My daughter's thrown to your daughter before in practice. Here in a minute, Livy may go change up hunting, and that ball is planted a long way away from here if you throw that too many times.
Takes out, 3-1. So good spot here to look for a good pitch down the middle in, drive something.
I got to be honest. If I'm North Augusta right now, I would not be sad to see Livy Warren standing on first base.
Gets a good pitch.
Came right at her.
Fouls it off, full count. Good crowd here at Wildcat Field on this Wednesday night.
A little midweek
action from Wildcat Field. And Livy does take down and away for a ball, so Livy walks.
So here's the good news, bad news. The good news is Livy didn't beat you. The bad news is Sam Craig is hitting somewhere north of 900 right now.
If you're hitting 900 this year, I want you to send me a message, and I want to see your stats. She's got to be top 3, 4 in the state right now,
regardless of classification.
And that's a good take there, and that's what good hitters do. I mean, that base is loaded. You want to get antsy, and Sam does a good job leaving that pitch alone outside.
She's seeing the ball well. It's steady, not trying to do too much.
2 balls, no strikes.
I'm giving her the green light right here, Coach.
Yeah, I think I'm giving her 2 green lights. Oh, 3-0, right over Sam's head. Looks like Coach Jones is going to call a timeout and go have a conversation with their pitcher here. So,
well, let's talk about this. 3-0, bases loaded. Emma's coming up.
I think green light.
If it's where you want it, let's swing it.
I think that the trust is there, no doubt. I mean, Sam's a very selective hitter, and I think that's what Coach John's telling her right now, and saying, look, we trust you, so look for something in your wheelhouse and go get it if it's there.
And hammer time.
Doc's special guest has made her appearance.
J-Mac.
She's getting loose, getting ready.
In the hizzy, as the kids would say.
Getting loose, getting ready. She got a big act to follow. Coach Young talked about family. He talked about the standard, which I know you personally like.
I love that.
You love the standard.
And he asked me if I was a kicker, which I don't know. I felt like was an insult, but then at the same time, I am slender.
I thought you were going to say you played in guard tackle. You sat at the end of the bench, guarded the water cooler, and tackled anybody that came near it.
Anybody that got near it.
So 3 balls, no strikes. Sam steps back in. That's a foul ball. How about that, Doc? You got to drop that bat, Sam, on 3-0. That's a bummer.
Or did she do that purposely
to get another swing?
To get another pitch? She's so hot right now that she can foul the ball off without looking at it.
Look at that. Grand slam. Wow. Grand slam, Sam Craig.
I mean, she lures the pitcher in to foul off of the bat above her head to see one more pitch. And she dead reds it to center field.
You can't make it up.
Unbelievable. We overused the term unbelievable, and that was unbelievable.
And with that wind blowing out, that ball had no chance staying in the ballpark. So Cats jump on top 4-0. And like you talked about, that top of the lineup continues to do some damage. Emma Melanauskas, a big night last night at River Bluff.
She's starting to warm up, too. Also had a pretty good weekend and building some momentum going forward. You know, she had such a big swing. Sometimes I wonder if she's trying to overswing a little bit and just keep making contact.
There's a good change up for a strike. So 0-2, Rushing trying to find her groove here. Down early, big hole, 4-0.
Bit of an unusual delivery, but probably one she's worked on 1,000 times.
That ball's hit hard on the line. It's going to drift foul, so count stays no balls and 2 strikes.
I feel like Emma leads the league in hardest hit foul balls down the left field line.
You see Coach Epps start to drift.
I'm telling you.
You see that coach's box? She's about look at her backing up. It's like she's playing DB for the Cats. It's like she's playing DB for Coach Young right now. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. So Emma goes down swinging for out number 1. I mean, that's a good back pedal there. I mean, I think you can. She's playing a little cover 3 down there on the third base line.
She's keep everything in front of you. Keep everything in front of you.
Robin Craig steps in, the do-it-all player for the Cats, and
Swiss Army knife,
affectionately known as Swiss Army knife, secret weapon. Also, Girl Wonder. Robin, you think about Boy Wonder, Girl Wonder. You can also coin her that name.
I think the pitcher wishes she would have hit Sam on that last one.
That's right. Or that ball would have gone fair off her bat. That's the second grand slam this year for the Cats. I don't know what the record is during the season. I'm sure it's more than 2, but good start.
The fact that this team can even think about that record.
And I will kind of pat my back and say that I did learn my lesson and did not say Grand Slammy.
Oh, I wanted you to say Grand Slammy Sammy.
I could have said Grand Sammy.
I mean, oh, man, that would have been good. We are experts at thinking of what we should have said 10 minutes after
while you're laying in bed at 2 in the morning like, we had a great chance to really kind of lean into that and missed it.
That's also why they don't pay us to do this,
That's
if
right.
I'm being honest.
3 balls, 1 strike. Well, we got Miss McNair here. Maybe we can kind of make a push for that.
Put in the budget. I think they should double our salaries.
Robin Craig, base on balls.
Next up to that, number 20.
And we talked earlier before the broadcast, kind of just some off-the-record conversation about breakout players this year, and Peyton Goss is in that conversation for being a breakout star for the Cats this year.
She is indeed. You know, found herself last year. Oh, yeah.
Line drive out to right field for out number 1.
Man, I thought we were going to, sometimes you have the announcer jinx, and then other times they come through for you right there.
I've decided that we can't. I mean, that's got to be just a non-issue. Like, you got to be able to talk about stuff up here. We have no impact on this game.
That's true, except when you do. And then you have to own it when you have it.
Lexi Taylor, I'll go back and say.
LT's what we're going to start calling Lexi Taylor, LT.
I'll go back and say, like last year, I mean, your Spirit Fingers, I felt like had a real impact in the Cats and the Burns
Thank you. I
Upper
appreciate
State
that.
Championship game. Actually, got her. Nice job there. I told you this catcher is a good player. Picks off Peyton and a rundown, and they make the play there. No, the umpire says safe. So good job of base running by Peyton. That's one as a base runner, you really breathe a sigh of relief when you get back safely knowing that you just dodged an earful there from getting picked off the bag.
Well, I believe that's also Robin on first base, but
correct. You're right.
the rule there is you once you're jumping out there, you're supposed to take off. Didn't quite get the jump she was looking for.
There's a ball out to second base, and the Jackets make the play for out number 3. So Cats play 4 in the big swing, the big grand Sammy, 4-0 Wildcats, and we'll have our special guest on here next.
Head to the top of the second.
All right, so we're back here a little bit earlier because we're excited about our guest, Principal of Lexington High School, Miss Jennifer McNair. If you can give big-time speeches at graduation, you can come in the press box and talk a little softball. So we're glad to have you, and thank you for coming on the broadcast tonight.
You are welcome. I haven't actually given a speech at graduation, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. But good luck.
I'm just projecting good vibes.
That's what I need. Good vibes. Good vibes.
So just, once again, excited to have you up here. I want to ask you a few questions. And first off, talking about athletics and how important athletics is to Lexington High School, like softball, how do you feel that shapes the overall culture and values of your school?
I think athletics is a huge part of our school. You invest. Oh, gosh, we're about to.
Now, you keep talking.
We're about to pitch.
You keep talking.
Just keep talking. We're all good.
That's going to be hard. I think you invest your time and you put the work in and you celebrate, and I think that's what's important at Lexington High School. You put in your time, you work, you celebrate your school, you celebrate your friends, and you just keep going at it.
Well, we just had a big celebration here at Lexington High School, about 100 years, right?
100 years.
100 years of athletics.
So a lot of athletics. I think the police department also had a 100-year celebration, so I'm not sure if there's a correlation, but there's that.
Something about good competition and needing the police as a support,
Right.
That kind of goes hand in hand. What kind of qualities do you look for when you talk about good teachers, good coaches? We always say good coaches are also good teachers. What do you look for qualities in your coaches here at Lexington?
I look for folks who invest their time in students. It's more than just what your coaching plays are, who you're going to play the next week. It's about who students are and who kids are, what's important to them beyond the field. So those are the kind of things that I think I look for in a coach. Do they know their sport? Do they know their players? But do they also know it outside of that particular field?
Well, talking about great coaches, we also just saw a great pitch there from Haley
Yes, we
Mans
did. That was outstanding.
For strikeout number 1 here. And now up for the Jackets, we got Celeste Truesdale. Doc, anything on your plate you want to toss at the principal here?
We are known in the booth for hard-hitting journalism. Like we want to get down to the topics and controversy. We're all about controversial topics up here.
Wonderful.
So we're interested in knowing who is your favorite coach. You can tell us, and we're not gonna share that with anybody. No, we're just kidding. We're just kidding. You don't have to tell us who your favorite coach is, but we would say Lori Epps. Fair enough. We would say that.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
I guess if we were basketball season, we might say Molly Goodrich, but we don't want to. We don't want to ruffle any feathers here, Coach. I'm just kidding.
So something I want to hear about is the McNair athletic lineage. I know you have 3 boys.
3 boys.
3 boys, and you have a husband who likes sports, right?
A little bit. A little bit.
Big
Smidge.
Clemson fan, right?
Not at
He
all.
loves the Tigers.
That's
He
a
loves
bad
the Tigers.
word. That's a bad word in the McNair house.
So I want to hear about some cherished athletic memories for the McNair household.
So I think the big memory, the long-going memory is that Dad has not missed a home Carolina football game in mostly ever, which means Mom got to go to all the things that happened on Saturday, which with whatever kid had a game, and Dad went to the Carolina game. So that's a big athletic fun memory.
Yeah. I wonder if you tallied up the dollars associated with that.
There's a lot of dollars. There's an awful lot of dollars.
We won't do that. We won't do that today.
Wait, if I can jump in real quick.
Ahead.
Point of clarification for our listening audience. When she says Carolina, she's talking about South Carolina.
Okay.
Just to be
the
sure.
real Carolina, the Gamecocks.
So you had a question about the call-in show. What was your question?
For the longest time, if I'm not mistaken, his nickname is First Caller Steve. Is that right?
It is.
Tell me a little bit about how he earned the moniker First Caller Steve.
That's a sad story. He's got a lot to say about sports. He has a lot to say about the Gamecocks, and so he wanted to make sure that his points were heard and his questions were out there. So he got on the radio and made sure he was, in fact, First Caller Steve.
First caller.
Gamecock Radio. It's super exciting. Super exciting.
You know, hopefully the Cats will have a really strong playoff run. We might can get First Caller Steve.
Oh, you think we have him come in? Oh, 100%. 100%. I like how we brainstorm while we're broadcasting. It's one of our strengths.
I mean, he had the opportunity at basketball to, say a few things. So he's always up for an opportunity to talk sports.
Well, there's a swing and a miss there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We won't get into another question because I feel like Haley's about to deal a filthy changeup right here and get us out of this
I think
inning.
she's starting to roll right here.
So 2-2, 2 outs. Haley Mann's pitching really well.
Ooh,
Just a
no,
little
I'm
bit
telling you.
inside. Now,
That one, the Wildcat faithful, kind of their groan coming from our side of the stands.
let's just be glad First Caller Steve isn't in the stands.
Oh,
They
yeah.
saw that call.
He would have some words. He would have a few words to say.
So there's a ball. There's a ball. It's a ball for us. So we'll get our next question. So this softball team is a special group. I mean, it really has been a special group for years. Even though I know me and you are a little bit biased, we take a lot of pride in our Wildcat softball. But what brings you the most pride when talking about your athletic teams and really all your programs here at Lexington?
I love that students want to do that thing that they're passionate about. There are a lot of club sports, and I understand that kids are involved in things off season, and that's important. I love seeing students in their uniforms, giving the time to their sport, whether it's something that just lasts through high school or goes on into college and what have you. It's marvelous to be prideful about your school and to take the time to put the work in and do great things. It is hard talking and watching a ball game at the same time. I'm going to tell you that. I'm impressed with you. I'm proud of these guys for being able to talk and watch and all the good things.
Let's just say we're very strategic when we bring our special guest on. There's a method to our we won't get into that, but there's a method because you are right. It is hard to watch a game and then also manage an interview, but
One of the things that our softball girls do really well is when we go to the awards banquet, they are really strong students as well.
Yes.
So when we talk about student athletes, our softball team really embodies that idea.
Well, I think that goes to the work ethic of these young ladies. They work hard on the field. They work hard getting ready for games and during games, but they also understand that that's just part of what that student athlete experiences, and they put the time and work into their classes. And they've got big plans beyond high school, and academics is a huge part of it.
Absolutely. Well, Haley Mans gets out number 3. We'll go to a little break and come back with another half inning of Principal McNair. And we're back here in the bottom of the second. Haley Mans continues to do her thing for the Cats, and Maya Drenna will lead us off here in the bottom of the second. Still have our special guest for another half inning. And our next question, really want to hear about, Doc talked some about Miss McNair and her history in Lexington 1 and all the different roles she's had. Assistant Principal at White Knoll, also worked at Pleasant Elementary and Meadow Glen Elementary, now the principal here at Lexington. I'm curious to know the biggest change going from an elementary school principal to a high school principal. That's a big shift.
I get to sleep later, for sure. There's no car rider line, so I have yet to have to pull out the big giant jacket. However, high school goes after dark, and that is not something that we do at the elementary school. There are no lights in the parking lot at the elementary school, so lots of late nights, which is a lot of fun.
High school after dark. Yeah, that is true. It's something that got to get used to. You got to be able to drive that golf cart around. You know, got to be able to kind of maneuver, get from place to place. And
My guess is there's more lice at the elementary school than there are at the high school. You got more cases of lice and that kind of thing.
Did not have no
Vomiting, that kind of stuff.
No. None of those crazy things.
2 balls, no strikes. So our next question, I'm just curious. We've had a lot of discussion here in the press box, in the booth on Rule Yard Row. We haven't given Paul a shout out tonight on Rule Yard Row about the JV state tournament. So my question for you, if Coach Epps came to you, Miss McNair, and said, I need a week to a week and a half off for my JV team to go play for a state championship, I need the days excused, how would you respond to that as a principal here?
I feel like June, July sounds like a great time for a tournament. There's lots of days in June and July. That'd be awesome.
That's a great response there. A true principal. You need to be in the classroom. We got test scores. We got attendance to make sure our attendance rate is good. So I can respect that.
But in the event we had it, I think that's a maybe. I'm putting her down as a maybe, Coach.
So June, that's going to be tough to get those teams together in June and July.
That would be tough. Yeah, you're going to bring a lot. You're going to travel ball and all that stuff.
A new version of the beach ball classic.
That's right. That's the ball outside. Next up, Peyton. Well, Miss McNair, just want to tell you, we appreciate you coming up here and sharing some words of wisdom on the broadcast. Appreciate what you do here at Lexington High School, and hope you have a great rest of the year. And look forward to hearing your first graduation speech.
I know. We're dialed into that. It's going to be awesome.
I hope it's going to be awesome.
There's a ball in the right field. Stay put. And that is going to be another triple. So is that 2 triples tonight for Peyton Malinoska, smoking hot. She's killing the ball, and the Cats are up 5-0. Thanks again, Miss McNair. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I appreciate it. This was great.
Number 16, Elena Perry.
Step in, Doc. That's another triple for Malinauskas.
Let me ask this question. Who's hotter right now? Peyton Malinauskas' bat or the booker of these guests that we have coming up into the booth? I mean, it's.
And there's a ball back. Peyton comes in on the. And my pen right now is in shambles. So if anybody has another pen around here somewhere, Coach, see any pens over there? Thank you. Brant Taylor. I mean, if you need it, he's got it.
Be prepared is the Boy Scout motto, but it is also the Brant Taylor motto, is what I'm telling you.
Cats extend their lead to 6-0.
How great would it have been if Peyton would have hit that home run right as we're talking to Jennifer? Oh, God, it was almost a storybook moment.
Almost a storybook ending.
And here's the thing. I know she doesn't like doing that. And what the audience does not know is she's so just poised that you think she really enjoys doing this kind of thing. She doesn't like doing that stuff. So I'm so thankful that she came up to the booth. She said that to us. But she is a dynamite principal. And I'm thrilled that my daughter is going to have 3 more years of Jennifer McNair at Lexington High School.
Doc, you want to promo the next special guest? We got, I think, is it the superintendent next?
The soon-to-be superintendent. Superintendent-elect.
Okay, Dr.
Keith Price. Now, what's interesting is I wonder if we can put first caller Steve and Keith Price in the same room. That might be interesting.
Elena tries to bunt and does not get it down, so 1 ball and 1 strike.
Also want to point out there the strategy of putting Maya Drennan back in the 9-hole basically had 2 leadoff hitters in this inning. Pays off again. It seems like every game we see that happen 1 or 2 times.
There's a ball up and away. 2 balls and a strike to Elena.
Their pitcher's really trying to work the outside of the plate. Now, she's coming inside some, but she's really pounding that outside corner.
There's a ball down, 3-1. Cats doing a good job being selective. No reason to chase, no reason to try to force something here. Let it come to you. Make sure it's a pitch you can hit. 3-1 to Laney. I know Elena's a senior, but when we had that discussion about breakout stars, she was in that conversation too. I mean, defensively and also her work here at the top of the lineup.
Well, I mean, to see her loose and just play, and she doesn't seem to be, the moment is not too big for her, and she is always on base.
There's a ball over Libby's head, almost hit the bat, so that was almost another strike.
Can we please, for the love of all that is good and pure, drop a bat when the ball's flying at us?
Something we haven't gotten on the Cats about this year is, jogging down to first on those balls that you think hit you. We haven't had that. That's going to happen at some point this year, but maybe we've gotten better at that.
I think part of it is they want to stand in that box. They don't want to lose an opportunity for another hit.
I love whenever we talk, like you do the same thing with the Tar Heels. We talk to them like they can hear us.
That's right.
From up here in the booth.
Well, again, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
2-0 to live. Oh, drilled her. Ow, that hurt. So Libby's on base percentage goes up today. 2 for 2 on base.
You got to do what you got to do here.
So first and second, no outs, and going back to Miss McNair, she was very efficient.
We
with
got to
her
be
answer.
close to a pitching change here.
It
I
looks like
believe
we are.
this is the third time she has stopped the action. Yep, here we go.
We got through our questions pretty quick there because she was very efficient with her answers, very to the point, very very detailed, yet also, came strong with those responses to our questions. Who we got pitching here? This is
number four.
Number 4. That is Leah Allen. So North Augusta goes to the bullpen for pitcher number 2. And the hottest hitter on the planet will be next, Sam Craig.
I just have always wondered about one quick thing. This has it's something to do with softball. But do you see the wristbands that the pitcher's wearing for North Augusta?
I do.
So that starting pitcher probably has had on that wristband hour and a half, 2 hours, working out, sweating, getting warmed up. The relief pitcher comes in, and she takes that band off and hands it to her.
Yeah, why can't they have another band?
I don't understand how that. If I was the relief pitcher, I would want my own band.
Imagine trying to do that in 2020.
God,
That wouldn't have happened, would it? That wouldn't have happened.
Golly. It just feels like that's got all kinds of things happening.
So first and second, Elena's got her mitt back on out there at second base, and Libby's at first. No outs for Sam. I will say, when we have our end of the year award ceremony, the story about Sam purposefully letting the ball hit her bat for the sole purpose of hitting the grand slam the next pitch. Storybook.
It's going to go down like Rudy Rudiger being carried off at Notre Dame, Dwight Clark catching the catch against the Cowboys.
That's a nice pitch down there on the corner. So a little bit of velocity here from Allen.
There's no chance that was a strike. There is absolutely no chance that was a strike.
Change up, nice change up there. So quickly 0-2. That may have been a little bit of sandbagging there from Allen in her warm-up. She was all over the place, and all of a sudden she's dotted the corner-ish.
Changing speeds.
Then dropped the change up right in there. So no balls, 2 strikes. Great pitch outside. Impressed with Allen so far this at bat. Wildcats coached by Coach Lori Epps. Assistants John Terrapin, Kimberly Gunner, Lindsey Mason, Clint Kiesler out there as well. Strong coaching staff. And ball goes outside for 2-2.
Great stop by their catcher there. That would have certainly moved the runners to second and third.
Look at the left field. Look at them on their feet out there. It's like they're expecting something to happen. Look at them. They're all standing up.
Can somebody tell my wife to please sit down out there?
Uh-oh. Oh, swinging a miss there. So Sam goes down swinging for out number 1. I think we got to make a change, Doc. We got to make a change at shortstop. We got to get her out
I
of the
mean,
lineup.
yeah, she's ice cold. I mean, when you're in a slump as bad as Sam Craig is right now, you're just questioning your very existence.
So Emma Malanauskas will step in. Emma swinging a hot bat here as well of late.
Emma, what are the softball parents doing out there? Okay, let's go back to this earlier question. I know we want to talk softball, but literally everybody in the left field from the foul pole in is standing up. Can we get a camera out there for just a second?
Coach Taylor's working on it. That ball's coming fair, Doc. That's going to be a hit. That's going to pick. Oh, let it roll. Golly. So, one of those worm burners.
Going to look like a line drive in the box score. All right, do we got a camera out there right now?
It is. Look at them. They're all.
I mean, is there an anthill?
Well, and
what's happening out there?
And the worst part is they've all got those nice, expensive chairs.
Trust me, I know. I purchased them.
I mean, you can't get those things for less than $60 a piece, and they're all standing up out there. And then you got people sitting in the bleachers in left center and on the metal bleachers.
Is there a more softball thing than that?
To pack your chair and not sit in it?
That exactly. I mean, what's happening out there? What are we talking about?
No balls, 1 strike. Robin Craig steps in. Robin walked her first plate appearance. One ball, 1 strike.
If you're going to swing at that outside pitch, let's go with that pitch. Let's not try to pull it. Let's go with it.
You know, we talk about our fun facts. Haven't gotten into those a whole lot, but got a few here on Robin. She takes the ball down. Robin likes to play Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah, she does. Plays Fortnite and really enjoys swimming and exercise. I knew that Robin likes going to the gym, working out, swimming, so stays in shape.
Well, I thought I was going to share this story at some point, but I felt like it would be a humble brag. Every time I feel like I go to the gym, I see one of the Craig girls.
They got a buy one, get one free deal.
I'm telling you, they are always there.
And talking more about Robin, her favorite, and I'll say this might be my favorite memory too, stealing home against Somerville.
Oh, God.
When Robin was in the 9th grade. And I was so excited. I was up here doing this by myself. And I said, Wobbin steals home. And they've never let me live that down. I said Wobbin steals home.
I got it. You could have said Wobbin wobs the base.
That's right. That's right. And there's a ball.
Oh, there it is. That's a drop. Nope.
And going back to that play, just one more time, the best part too was nobody in this stadium was happier than Madison Carwell, because Madison was 0-2 and the pitcher was filthy, and Robin steals home to tie the game, and Carwell was doing somersaults. But I was like, you still got to go hit, Madison, go hit.
A little blast from the past.
Oh yeah, Peyton Gotts now with a chance. 2 outs, cast. I mean, can we give some props to Leah Allen?
She's come in and has really settled things down.
Yeah.
You see a lot of speed. I mean, she's working the outside part of the plate, and she's changing that changeup, really kind of keeping them off balance. Now, if she throws it too many times in a predictable fashion, we'll start figuring that out. But she is working the corners here.
Takes down. Peyton does 1-1.
Nice to see that Peyton knows that she doesn't have to hit every pitch. Her dad told me that at the beginning. So if they're watching this, if Granddad is paying attention today, Gary's told me that one.
It's funny, you know, Peyton looking down there at Coach Epps, because you're trained as a hitter to look for signs. Coach Epps is like, Peyton, bases loaded, 2 outs.
Hit the ball.
Hit it in the gap somewhere.
That's right. Find a gap. Mind the gap, Peyton. Let's go, kid.
There it is.
Yeah.
Boom! That's big time right there. Peyton Gons out to right center, and that'll score 2 easily. That'll score 3 with the ball getting away from the shortstop. So the sophomore breakout player delivers a big knockout to right center to extend the Cat lead to 8-9-0.
Do not go quietly into that good night. That was fantastic piece of hitting there by Peyton. going with the pitch, hitting it into right center field. That's when you know. I've always felt like that's when you know a right-handed batter is feeling themselves. They really can hit that gap in right center field.
See a courtesy runner here. It looks like Amanda Barksdale. Amanda's the glue of this team.
I agree. I agree. Have you ever heard anybody say something bad about Amanda Barksdale?
You know, in basketball, you hear about the glue guy, the glue
That's right.
girl. Amanda's at for the Wildcats, and she's out there on second.
Making the most of her senior season.
That's right. Takes the ball away. Lexi Taylor does. Lexi, big swing last night at River Bluff, putting one out in left center field.
Yammed one. Now, it'd be interesting. So, Lexi hit left center last night. This girl, your pitcher here, is really trying to pump that outside, and you got to go with those pitches.
Ooh, Jackets wanted that one. 2-0 the count now to Lexi.
Felt like maybe the catcher did a little bit of the work there on that one.
Well, you know, and I'm going to go back and say, you know, we were up 6-0, but I really felt like that was a chance for the Jackets to get some momentum, to bring Allen in, bases loaded, no outs. But that 2-out hit by Peyton kind of just sucked the energy out of the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, nope.
There's a ball skied up to second, and they make the play for out number 3. But the Cats plate 3. We go to the third, 9-0 Lexington. Carly, it looks like Penvos, left fielder for the Jackets, will step in here. Actually, Caitlin Mixon, I'm sorry, number 15. I missed a few last inning.
I believe North Augusta has the best activity bus in the state.
There's another worm burner, and Haley Mans, like a cat, like a wild cat. Just pouncing off the circle, making a great play there, Doc.
Also, don't sleep on Lexi Taylor there, stretching around the runner to make that catch. That was really nice.
Speaking of the legend, Paul
Oh, my
Rouillard.
goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, last time it was David Bennett. Now Paul Rouillard in the house, coming in. Really the godfather of what you're seeing here tonight. The founding father, I guess. Godfather would be sort of a different thing. You come to my wedding.
Tonight's glass of scotch. We'll have to wait another hour for Mr. Rouillard as he comes up into the press box here. Bourbon. Sorry.
Bourbon guy. Also, well, can't talk about those things. Sorry. Sorry, Paul. We were going to continue to talk about that, but this is a high school broadcast.
There's the ball fouled out to the right side for strike one.
I love everybody moving this one. You see the entire right-hand side of the infield and outfield moving to see if they can make a play on that ball.
There's a hit out to center. Nice job of hitting there by number 8, Savannah Allen.
Second time Savannah's been on base tonight.
Second hit for Savannah. That brings up the pitcher, Leah Allen. And we are still standing room only out there in left field.
Is anybody
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine the conversations going on out there in left field? I mean,
Oh,
that is
my
where
gosh.
the world's problems are getting solved right now.
I think
out
there
there
are two
behind.
places that the world's problems get solved. It's happening right there in left field, and the other is at a Hardee's at 10 a.m. somewhere in Lexington. Maybe a Lizard's Thicket at 8 a.m.
There's a ball popped up, and Peyton Gantz almost makes the play of the year over there, hustling. The ball falls foul.
I think she may have made a business decision right there not to go face first into the concrete, and I appreciate that.
Well, and I want to say, too, about the Wildcats setup here out in left field. You know, it hurts my heart a little bit when we go to these stadiums or these fields on the road, and they have there's a ball out to Peyton. That'll be an easy out. And they have the screen all the way around, and they lose this opportunity to have that standing room only out there.
I agree with
the
you.
Wildcat field will never be a sellout.
I mean, I love the different vantage points this field allows you to have, and we love sitting out in the outfield. Primarily also because anytime I'm in the outfield, it's because I'm using choice language underneath my breath, and I don't want to be around anybody else.
Well, you can thank Burns for our outfield.
One ball, no strikes to the Yellow Jacket hitter here. 2 out, 2 quick outs in the third inning. One of my favorite memories as Paul's up here in the press box is our post-game show after the Upper State Championship last year. On-field interviews with Haley Manns, with Coach Epps, with Coach Gunner. Paul was out there with his microphone. I don't know how he pulled that off. We had AirPods in one ear. We had a phone up here. We had cameras out there. I mean, it was.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Wildcat Nation takes this thing for granted. But the idea that a bunch of knuckleheads like us figured out how to.
I wouldn't put us. In that category.
Maybe not us.
Them.
But to figure out how to broadcast with a microphone on the field after a game and to pull that off with timing, and it was just awesome. And let me tell you something. I believe Paul Rouillard also missed his calling with some broadcasting. He was a natural at it. He just went out there and just like Aaron Andrews and, you know, all the greats, sideline reporters.
Marty Smith.
Oh, yeah.
There's a ball down the line. That's going to be fair.
Fair ball.
And Elena Herrick, watch this, Doc, makes a nice throw there. The ball gets away from Emma at third, so double. So Jackets threatening here in the third. Couple back-to-back hits here with 2 outs.
Well, I know. Listen, it's easy to be lulled asleep by the score here. 9-0. You think everything's in hand, but now they're not going to stop coming.
Ayla Holmes steps in, the catcher.
Made some very good defensive plays tonight.
Yes. Ball outside, 1-0. Cats will have 9-1-2 coming to the plate in the bottom of the third. There's a strike on the upper portion of the zone there. North Augusta also a participant in the Varsity Blues tournament this year. There's a ball smoked out to right center. That might be trouble. That's off the wall. That'll score 2, but Peyton makes a nice play getting that thing in. But the Jackets played 2 on the 2-run double from Ayla Holmes. Jackets, no doubt, they can swing it. They have some bats in that lineup, and we've seen it here a little bit the last couple innings.
Trying to get my running plans together for the morning. Sorry there. I'm getting text messages.
Swing and a miss, change up in the dirt. This is Emily Cloy, strikeout victim, her first at bat. Up and away, and Peyton Gantz takes a look. She is not scared there to sling that thing down to first base.
I'd like for her to start doing that a little bit more. Yeah, I like an aggressive catcher when it comes to that. You got to trust your first baseman. Sling it on down there.
There's a ball skied straight back here. You know, something I've wondered there, too, is like as a catcher, You really
Gariscons with the foul ball snag.
All right. As a catcher, you really don't want to come up and like fake that. I mean, you really just want to do it, because if you fake it a couple times, then what's going to happen is they're going to shorten their lead up. You want to just, if you're going to do it, do it. What time are you launching tomorrow?
I feel like, okay, I'm being corrected here. I need to step back here. I'm being corrected too. So not only do we have running plans coming in, but apparently I've mixed up Emma and Peyton's school choice. I'm completely wrong about this. So our parents have corrected me. I don't know sort of if they've got family listening to the broadcast
live. It might be Grandma Ginger.
Grandma Ginger. I'll make that correction on the other side of the inning.
After this inning, Haley strikes out number 3 there. We go to the bottom of the third, 9-2 Cats. We're back here in the bottom of the third. And, Doc, I want to put a plug in for our last home game this year versus Catawba Ridge, which, number one, is going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle.
If Act 1 is going to be anything like Act 2, you are in for a show.
So, but we're going to have senior spotlight, and we're going to have each senior player is going to have an inning to have their parents up here. Dad can do the whole inning. Mom and Dad can split it. Mom can do it all. We're going to give each senior player an inning to have their parent up here with us and talk about their daughter and just excitement they have watching them play, and might be a little emotional up here in the booth.
It might be. I'm
not sure how smart we are coupling that kind of emotion with
I don't know. I think we have
game.
Do we do that with River Bluff or is it Catawba Ridge?
No, because River Bluff is senior night.
Okay.
We didn't want to do it on senior night. So
True.
I guess we might maybe flip that because
Catawba Ridge, the way that game was.
I'm not sure my emotions can handle senior night in the booth plus playing them girls again.
That's true.
What a game that was.
That was still one of the games of the year, I think. Wildcats came out on the losing side of that, but certainly it's one of those games where you go, gosh, there's not really a loser in this game. So it was exciting when we get to see them again.
Maya Drennan, that second leadoff here. She had a walk her first at bat and started a little rally for the Cats.
All right, so I was wrong. I know it's a shock to our listening audience. But Emma is actually going to Gaston College, and Peyton is going to Florence Darlington.
Flodar.
Or as I like to think of it as Floda.
Floda. Once again, we don't get paid for this, so don't spend the same amount of time researching and studying that you would if you were like a professional broadcaster.
I feel like I do about as much prep work as Tony Romo does, and he gets paid $17 million a year. Jim. That's my Tony Romo. I don't know if you.
Yeah, let's stop right there. 3 balls, 1 strike to Maya. Ball 4, so a walk starts off, though that leadoff hitter starts it off.
Once again, seeing Maya leading off the inning and I wonder what the school record is for triples in a game.
I've been watching Wildcats softball for about 5 years, I don't think I've seen 3 triples in one game. And I think 3 triples in a game may put you as leader in the clubhouse for Crescent Collision Player of the Game. We get so many sponsors, I can't keep up.
Actually, and again, not to correct you on air, but is the star of the game since it's a Starbucks gift card.
That's right, star of the game. We have so many sponsors that really don't write the kind of checks they should be writing. God, there it is. That's another triple. That's another triple.
Go, Emma.
That's another
go,
triple.
Peyton.
Get on your
Oh,
horse.
no, she's stopping it too. Oh.
Triple,
Oh.
double. Wow. Triple, double. Not a bad night for the Florence Darlington
Commit
signee.
I talked to their president the other day. I let him know that apparently the wrong one was coming to the school, but I will remind him of that.
Make sure she gets a nice dorm room.
I don't know what they do with housing out at Florence Darlington. I don't know.
All right, we got Elena up. Wildcat scored on that double. Or was that on the pass ball that we scored? Did she score on the hit? I was so fired up for another triple, I wasn't paying attention.
I'm going to give her the RBI. We'll let Coach John sort all that stuff out, but we're going to say Ribby. They better be ready for this.
The ball had a funky little bounce to it off the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And what you'll see here most likely is Elena flip to the right side. I mean, going from that, trying to bunt it to then switching to the other side of the plate to swing it, I mean, that's just it's a unique talent that Elena has, and she's really mastered. 2-2. Swing and a miss there, strike 3, so 1 out here in the 3rd.
Hadn't seen much of that from Elena this year for sure, but she chased one out of the zone there.
Livy up. Livy has no at-bats tonight.
She walked and then was
2
HBP.
2 plate appearances, but no at-bats.
But, you know, those are counting stats. Analytics don't really care about that. It's all about on-base percentage.
Gets under that one.
I don't know. Hit them where they ain't. Get down.
Livy steals a hit there, so 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
You know, we always call those Bermuda Triangle hits. You know, what the young lady did in the first inning.
That's right.
There's 4 or 5 places on the field that's really difficult for people to get to, and she sure hit right at it. Is that the best walk-up song?
That's a good one.
I mean, that gets me fired up.
Right. Maybe that's why folks are standing out in the outfield, but they're sitting down now, actually.
I don't know what was happening.
Takes the ball up.
Now, I do want to say she's on a non-hitting streak of 1. I'm not sure how she'll respond to this.
About to find out. Ground ball out to short, but that's an RBI for Sam. So she does a job. And Cats play another run. Livy advances to 3rd there on the throw.
Well, if you're going to go 1 for 3, go 1 for 3 with 5 RBI.
That's right. I mean, I really think a good season in softball is like 25 RBIs. I mean, I think that's a pretty strong RBI. She got a 5th of those in the last 30 minutes.
So we got those 2 runs back that we gave up in the top of the 3rd.
Change up down.
kind of a danger zone here, I think, for the Jackets, because even though we're 2 outs, got some tough hitters coming up, still runners in scoring position.
Boom! Stay fair. Just foul.
I said it earlier.
Yeah.
She leads the state in just foul. Hard hit balls down the left field line.
That ball was hit hard, and I didn't see where it hit, but it must have been
It was
pretty
close. It was close. Probably missed it by a foot.
Oh, nice change up. Yep. Oh, good. I thought it was 2 strikes. So 2-2, 2 outs.
That was good. Do.
Twos across the board here. Cats up 11-2 here in the 3rd inning, playing the North Augusta Yellow Jackets. Look at that piece of hitting right there. Oh, wow. And Emma with another hit. And another RBI.
Folks, I'm going to tell you, that to me is the kind of hustle that sets the tone for a team.
Yeah.
She could have come slow out of the box. She could have kind of harumphed, and she busted her rear end down the first baseline and beat that throw for a single.
Yep. And that's a good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes, too. Extend the Cat lead to 12-2. And now Robin Craig steps in, takes up and away for a ball.
Let's see if we can keep this 2-out rally going on here.
Two balls, no strikes to Robin. Mike should remind Dr. Price of his visit tomorrow. Why don't you check in with him, make sure he's still good.
He's coming. He's not coming tomorrow.
I meant like remind him
Oh,
tomorrow
yes,
that
yes, I will.
he's next on the list. Whenever that would be, I'm not
I
sure
will.
the date of that. Tomorrow we would not be commentating. Apologize for that, but
Well, maybe. You never know. We wake up. I mean, I'm not going to say we're not. I mean,
depends on the weather.
if it's another beautiful day and you got Irmo
Well,
coming to town.
I'll be doing.
Oh, you're going.
I'll be doing that.
Oh, you're doing that
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'll be doing the PA.
I may just buy a seat and sit out there and relax. How about this, though? Not only do I not get paid for this, I have to buy my own ticket. Of course, we're athletic. We're Gold Pass
Yeah,
members.
that's right.
So maybe that's not exactly fair.
You like flashing that pass, don't you?
Well, I do like supporting the Wildcats.
There's a ball at deep center, and that'll be caught for out number 3. So Cats plate 3. We go to the 4th, 12-2. All right, listeners, I want you to listen to that song played right now. We got Brooks and Dunn blasting here from the press box, and Doc has a question for Wildcat Nation.
Is there a better country song than Neon Moon? Or can you make an argument that My Maria is a better country song by Brooks and Dunn than Neon Moon? Woo! Brooks and Dunn, hit makers.
Check yes or no.
I think you could go to a Brooks and Dunn concert and get 2 hours, and I bet they just hit banger after banger after banger.
Well, you know they do. You've heard them all. 2-0 the count here to number 9 for the Jackets. That's Celeste Truesdale.
The CMAs should have retired Country Duo of the Year once they quit giving it to Brooks and Dunn.
3 balls, no strikes. We got a leader in the clubhouse for star of the game. We got Peyton Malinowskis, triple double. That's a strong stat line with a chance for more. So she might get another crack next inning.
One more at bat coming. Now we are approaching that time of the game at 12-2 in the 4th inning. Do you want to talk to? Let's remind our listeners what the rules are here.
Okay, I feel like they changed. So I think it's what
it's 15 after 3, 12 after 4, 10 after 5.
Okay. So we're getting another at bat, at least one.
Yes.
Walk there from Truesdale brings up the Jacket left fielder, Carly Penvase.
One of the things I've always wondered about is how many days of the year do you think there's an activity going on at Lexington High School?
You should have asked Miss McNair that question.
Yep. Oh, you know it. Get two.
Oh, my gosh, what a play. What a play. Emma Malinowskis.
Going to Gaston College, by the way.
Okay, we have a tie for star of the game. What an unbelievable play. I tell you what, Emma Malinowskis, you should have got 2 cards today.
It's already an expensive comedy bit we're doing here.
You know, look at this.
Oh, here we go again.
Let's make all the plays. Wow. Emma Malinowskis just making play after play after play. Tune in to Sports Center tonight at 11 o'clock for the top 10 plays of the day. You might see 2 of them right there. Cats lead 12-2. Let's go back to that play there from Emma Malinowskis. I feel like she almost kind of charged that line drive a little bit.
She is not afraid to make a big play at third. And really kind of, let's set the stage for where we were. Leadoff runner on. We know that the math around that always is tricky about them scoring. So not only do you catch a really hard hit ball, but then you throw the girl out at first, and now all of a sudden you got 2 outs and nobody on, no pressure for the pitcher, and you get a weak ground ball right back to third base, and the inning's over. That's a big momentum. Big momentum swing.
Well, anybody who's willing to go into a welding booth is not scared of a line drive.
Not scared. Not scared.
Not scared.
She's going to do MIG welding, TRIG welding, arc welding. She's going to do all the welding.
So it looks like Cats will have a pinch hitter here, Grace Fonseca. You know, if Emma were to win that Starbucks gift card, I bet she drinks her coffee black. mean, anybody that's a welder that charges line drives like that, I mean, she don't want any creamer. She don't want any sugar.
She does not. She doesn't know frap cap.
Just give me
No caramel drizzle.
give me Pike's Place. Straight out the carafe. One out here quickly in the fourth.
I think that's fair. She swishes it around.
Gosh, she's good out there on third base. All right, so we got another pinch hitter here. Shaylin Scott will be next up for the Cats. And then looks like Maya's still on deck.
Black coffee.
I bet Grandma Ginger drinks her coffee black too. I hope Grandma Ginger's watching.
I bet her dad doesn't. He strikes me as a half cap frappe mocho.
There is no chance.
Caramel drizzle with a little bit of whipped cream on top.
There's no chance Mr. Milanauskas has ever had a
I
frappuccino.
bet he's a pumpkin spice guy.
There's a chance. You don't care what season it is. I don't care what your seasonal drink is. Starbucks.
Pumpkin spice. I'm not sure. I bet Chuck doesn't know where Starbucks is.
2 balls, 1 strike to Shaylin. We're off the rails here. We got to get it back on the tracks.
We need to ask, okay, now that we're doing the star of the game stuff, when we have a special guest, we need to ask him what their Starbucks drink is. We just added a question.
Ball up. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Still impressed with number 4 pitching. She has really come in and settled everything down. I mean, this thing
I
was.
wonder if the Jackets are, a little regretful of not starting her. Even though the Wildcats have scored some runs, she's pitched well.
Well, I mean, you look where we are. I mean, she came in 6-0 with bases loaded and nobody out, and it's kind of done all right.
Base on balls for Shaylin, and Maya Drennan will step in. Last Starbucks comment, you take the kids there, and there's always this, there's a ball out to left field, out number 2. There's always this, fear before you get, the total. I mean, you just never know what's going to come. I mean, they'll get a drink and, a bagel and, get a cake pop, and before you know it, it's, $18. It's how did that happen?
We don't call it Starbucks in my house. We call it $5. Because if you're going to order a drink, it's $5.
It's $5.
In fact, we may need to switch the name to $6, thinking about sort of where everything is.
Here's a change up to Peyton Milanauskas.
She's thrown that change up successfully throughout these batters. In fact, I almost kind of wish she threw it a little more.
The Cats looking to play. What we need, Doc? We need 2 here. 22 runs. Well, we got run on. I tell you what, one swing of the bat here could end this thing, and that would put the cherry on top of the star of the game for Peyton.
I'm not sure what she needs to do. I mean, does she need to figure out stem cells? Does she need
Which team has got the charter bus out
land a plant on the moon, man on the moon? What does she need to do here, brother?
Oh, nice play. Golly. North Augusta delivers some defense of their own. Nice play there from the shortstop. That is Emily Geddes. Nice play to end the 4th. We go to the 5th, 12-2 Cats. Into the fifth we go. Cats are 3 outs away from ending this thing with a 10-run mercy rule. The Jackets score 1. We'll play the bottom half, but Grace Fonseca behind the dish now for the Cats, and Shaylin checks in at first base. Caitlin Mixon, DP/DH. Lead it off here for the Jackets in the fifth. I would not hit it to third base, Yellow Jackets.
Well, the problem is, it's about anywhere you hit it out there, they're making plays.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Livy flash her glove today.
Not been much action
Been
at all
pretty
on the right
quiet.
side. Swing and a miss there. Nice pitch from Haley. Haley looking to go the distance here. Another region contest tomorrow night right back here at Wildcat Field versus the Irmo Yellow Jackets, our second bout. We got back-to-back nights of Yellow Jackets. Sweet.
I think we're a little confusion in the infield and how we throw the ball around.
Yeah, got to work on that.
Let's celebrate this here, folks. Come on.
Out one is recorded.
Hit machine coming up.
The hit machine for the Jackets, no doubt about it. Savannah Allen, 2 for 2 tonight. Out to Emma, and the booth jinx doesn't affect Emma at all. So 2 outs.
That and black coffee does not impact her at all.
Coffee. I'm going to ask her after the game. You better not tell me a frappuccino, Emma.
Caramel macchiato.
Ball, and that could do it. Scott a mile, and Shaylin makes the play, and the Cats put an exclamation point on this one and take down the North Augusta Yellow Jackets 12-2 in 5. And Dot, let us have it.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Our Crescent Collision star of the game, Peyton Melanauskas.
3 for 3, 2 triples, a double. I didn't keep up with the RBIs, but I think she had a couple. Another great night for the Cats. Another great night for Haley Manns. Another win. Quietly keeps just stacking dubs for the Cats in the circle. Well,
I was going to say, what another great night here at Wildcat Stadium. J Mack in the house, Paul Rouillard in the house. I mean, we're kind of like the LA Lakers. We bring out the stars. Everybody wants to be a part of Wildcat softball, and the train keeps rolling.
Well, I'm Matt Warren. He's the Dr. Greg Little. And once again, thanks for watching Wildcat Softball on YouTube. Thanks to our production crew. And we appreciate all the work that they do for us every night. And we also appreciate you and your support of the Wildcats. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.